people? Welcome to another video regarding Star Citizen playing 318, looking terrible and just the way it is. Folks, as always, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. That would be much appreciated. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed, had fun at the end of this video. And if you're looking to play Star Citizen for the first time, yeah, you do have my referral code there below. As always, watch some of my videos regarding this, some of the advice I have for you, especially if you're new to the game. And keep in mind, my advice is reuse the referral for that extra sweet money. Also, stick to Aurora MR. Don't spend more money than that. You'll just do yourself a disfavor by engaging in spending real money in something that, other than buying stuff in game, there's not a whole lot more for you to do. So keep all of that in mind. So today I want to talk about griefing, pirating. Is there a difference? Why does it matter? And I've seen several videos around these days regarding this, and I've seen some grown-ass men having, almost crybaby fits over what is basically part of the game. You're playing an online game where people live and do whatever they want. So yeah, so pirating, griefing, is it the same thing? Of course not. And I'm surprised by people that don't understand this basic concept. Look, it's quite simple. Pirating involves some financial gain. You're trying to make money in one way or another by involving in criminal activity within the game. So you're trying to steal stuff, ransom, any kind of thing that leaves you a profit, you're trying to do that. I mean, I would even consider pirating just shooting someone in the back of the head and stealing their crap. The way I see it, that's also pirating or criminal activity within game. So anything that the main objective is making money, that is pirating. Now, there's also the case of griefing. Griefing is quite different from pirating. Griefing means that the main kick, the main pleasure, what you enjoy in the game is not making any financial gain or being a space pirate. No, you just enjoy messing up with people. Kind of, you shoot someone out of nowhere, but you don't even loot them. You don't want to make anything out of that. You just don't care. Or even, more clear cases of griefing, and this happened to me several times. You're just going back to Arc L1 with your with your prospector full of fresh Quantanium, 100% super happy with your cracking of an AK rock. You guys know what I'm talking about. And someone torps you right when you're about to land your ship, right? When you're almost there, someone throws a torpedo at you, blows the crap out of everything, and that's what he enjoys. That's the kick he gets. That is griefing. He doesn't gain anything. The pleasure, the objective is just pissing you off. And that's also part of the game. That's just the way it is. So there is a difference. Now, is there one thing that is bad and the other one is not? Well, this is quite simple as well. You're looking at a game with hundreds of thousands of people involved. You will have some psychopaths. And by that I mean true, honest-to-God, real-world psychopaths. Just statistically speaking, because of the amount of people playing, and it's not like gamers are the most socialized, most outgoing, people kind of guys. No, it's usually more introverts, and yeah, you will have some psychos out there. Just, again, simply the way this is. And that is, honestly, part of the game as well. So even though it's not fun, even though it's not all that enjoyable, it's definitely not, it is part of the game, and it adds that risk. So even if I've not enjoyed when it happened to me, I can assure you it was not a pleasure to go through that, but I accept that if you want to have a sense of adventure, there needs to be a sense of risk. Now, it also is true that enough of those assholes playing, which, again, part of the world in which we are playing, and they have their place as assholes in the virtual world, enough of them can ruin, something for you in terms of, like, for example, a couple of these parked in Port Olisar can make the game so bad that you want to change servers. Now, that is up to CIG to figure out how they work around that mess. Will you have some kind of mechanic that makes that difficult or impossible? Well, that's up to them. And as you can see, it's not exactly that they do a fantastic job when it comes to that. So yeah, that's gonna be just the way it is. Now, do you want to have separate servers? I honestly wouldn't have a problem with that. If you want to have separate servers, sure. I wouldn't be even though I don't PvP much myself, almost at all. It's not something that I particularly enjoy. Every once in a while, when someone comes at you, you may have a little bit of fun with that, but usually not my thing. But I would still play in a server that allows the possibility of PvP, because I don't want to have that safety. I don't want to have that 100% reassurance that no one will ever try to shoot me in the back of the head, because it takes away the realism, the sense of adventure, the thing that you supposedly want to get from this. So that's basically where I stand. Now, if someone wants to, have that option, yeah. And there's this argument that if you allow people to not PvP and you have PvP servers and non-PvP servers, the PvP ones would be empty. So yeah, it is true that you're kind of, if you don't allow that, you are forcing people to do something that they don't want to do, and that seems to not be all that awesome. And at the same time, I'm sure that even people that are not constantly PvPing one another, they would probably still participate in the PvP possible server like myself, because I don't want to eliminate that risk. I always like the idea of that existing, even though I'm not, I don't do quite a lot of mining anymore. I don't do some of these things all that much. But I like the option of having that possibility. The only ones that would probably be pissed the most if you have the PvP and non-PvP servers, probably the griefers would be the ones that feel, oh, I'm not screwing with someone that would get as mad as I would like. That is something that the true psychopath would feel upset about, because no, I want to mess with someone that doesn't want to be messed with. Just killing someone that opted to be within the realm where I could exist, that is not kinky enough for me. That doesn't do it for me. So yeah, I see that could be an option, right? And of course, CIG should do a better job in terms of making sure that just one lunatic does not ruin, an entire area of the game, an entire city or station just by screwing around. But that could be an option. Anyway, folks, that's my take on this topic on pirating, griefing, and PvP and non-PvPing and Care Bears. So that's going to be all for now. Subscribe, share. See you on the next video. Take care.